What is up, NXT youth family? I miss you guys. It is my honor and my privilege to be able to take us through a brand new devotional called Graves into Gardens. So go ahead and look it up on the Bible app and follow along. But for lunch break today, we're going through day number 1. So if you would open your Bibles to 2 Kings chapter 13, we're going to jump right in. And if you know anything about the story of the Old Testament, you'll likely have heard of a man named Elijah. He's a prophet from God, and he did some amazing miracles in his life and just showed God's faithfulness and power. And at the end of his life, he is taken up by chariots of fire into heaven. Crazy, right? But the story continues with his protege, his apprentice, whatever you want to call him, named Elisha. And Elisha, same story, does works of God in his life. He saves a town from poisoning by cleansing a polluted river. He brings a boy who's dead back to life. Like, God is using Elisha to do awesome things here on earth. And then 2 Kings chapter 13 comes around, and in verse 20 it just says, "Then Elisha died and was buried." Period. Like, that's it. That's all we get about Elisha's life. And if this was like a movie, I'm sure we would all walk out of the theater disappointed. Like, how can that be the end? But I want to remind you guys that the story is not over until God says it's over. Verse 21 continues and says, "Once there were some Israelites who were burying a man, and they spied a band of these raiders. So they hastily threw the corpse into the tomb of Elisha, and they fled. But as soon as the body touched Elisha's bones, the dead man revived and jumped to his feet." See, the reason why this devotional is called Graves into Gardens is because we serve a God who speaks light into darkness. He breathes life into dirt. He sees gardens where we might see graves. And I have no doubt that in a season like this, some of us might be feeling spiritually dead. And like Elisha, we've seen miracles in people above us and in ourselves too. We've seen the way that God has been faithful and good, and then it just seems to have come to such an abrupt ending with this quarantine. But I want to encourage you guys that the story does not end here. God is faithful, and Isaiah 43 says he is doing something new. He is making a pathway through the wilderness, and he is creating rivers in the dry wasteland. So I hope this is encouraging to you guys. It is very encouraging to me, and I'm excited to continue with this plan. I hope you guys follow along with us and stay in contact. We miss you, and of course we are looking forward to when we can see you in person. But for now, God bless, and we love you.